What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfella. We rolling today, man, with the Boston Clinic early morning grind, and we in the afternoon grind doing our thing. And we got a nice little story here. Linking this article to the description on YouTube, and if you liking what you're hearing, subscribe. Appreciate everybody that subscribed. Shout out to the LDBC, the YTBC. We working, and Shawn Porter has some interesting thoughts on Terence Crawford. We're gonna talk about that, and I think Shawn Porter, thinks, Terence Crawford might be a little bit of dog food out here. He might be able to dog walk Crawford, some of the top welterweights. He said he believed he going to beat the crap out of Jeff Horn. Let me just get that right out here. He said he going to wash Jeff Horn. It should be an easy fight for him if it comes to fruition for him. But he said, for Crawford to move up to 147, he won't enjoy the same advantages that he enjoyed at 135 and 140 pounds. And I've been saying that. He says not to say that, Crawford hasn't been fighting anybody at the divisions he's been competing at. He just said he never fought nobody like some of the top welterweights. He said, some of the guys at 35 or 40 might have had speed but not power. They might have had power but not that much speed. He says now he's going to be fighting guys with the same, the same type of, skills that he got. But he said us as welterweights, we got speed and power, and he won't enjoy the advantages that he enjoyed at lower weight classes. And I've been saying that, man. That's Bible. That what just Shawn Porter just said, man. That's concrete. That's solid. And Crawford won't enjoy those same advantages. He won't be bigger. He won't rehydrate higher. He won't be punch harder than some of these guys. He won't, be faster than some of these guys. It's going to be strictly based on his skill and his finesse ability to be able to outmaneuver and out-finesse some of these other boxers. And Shawn Porter is definitely on point. I get credit where credit is due. I don't whiffle, I don't waffle, I don't play both sides. He's definitely right about that. And a lot of people jump into the conclusion that Terence Crawford is just going to be the king of the welterweight division, and he just going to be solid and all this. I see chinks in his army. And when you move up in weight, and when you make that 140, 147 jump, and not just the jump in weight, but the jump in competition is world different than what it is at 40 and 35. It's nobody at 140 pounds that Terence Crawford has fought that's messing with Shawn Porter. And he's not even the top a top 3 welterweight. You would go Keith Thurman, you would go Earl Spence, you would go a couple more other guys. I can't think of all the guys right now, but Keith Thurman, Earl Spence are 2 guys right now. You know what I'm saying? I think Danny will beat Shawn Porter. I know a lot of people, that's not a popular opinion right there. But, a lot of them other guys, he ain't going to enjoy that advantage. I'm just saying that right now. Now you got Jesse Vargas, that's what Al Heyman, other guys that's up there. You're not going to enjoy those advantages no more. So you're going to really have to show your skill and your finesse. And you're going to have to outmaneuver some of these guys and outbox some of these guys. Can Crawford do it? Absolutely. But these guys are physically fast, physically stronger. The same boxing skills. It's going to be a difficult uphill battle. But Shawn, said his father asked him, what you think about fighting Terence Crawford? He said, I never thought I would fight him because in the amateurs, Shawn was like 165 in the amateurs. And Crawford's probably a lot lower in weight class. He said, I never thought we'd match up in the pro, so I never really fathomed fighting him. But now that it's here, he said, he a target like everybody else. He said, if basically he gonna have to fight him. He like his chances, and his style, might indicate that. If Crawford is not physically strong and stable like he was at 140 pounds, Shawn Porter does some things that can rough, Bud up. But Bud is the type of guy that can pick his shots, and if you get wild and you get out of place with Bud and you do some of the wild stuff that Crawford does, Bud's the type of fighter that can pick up on that. And, I'm confident that Bud can do fine at 147 because he's a smart fighter. He has different dimensions to his fight game. He can be aggressive. He can box on the back foot. He can go, move side to side. But he does have his deficiencies that I have talked about several times. And Shawn Porter's style will be a tough style for anybody in any weight class at 147, 154, 160. He's a tough type of fighter, man. But, for him to mention this, basically this is what it is with Shawn Porter. When you talk about Earl Spence, he get a little bit shook. I ain't gonna lie. But at the end of the day, what it really is with Shawn Porter is conquering that Keith Thurman hurdle right now. And if he's able to beat Keith Thurman, I think he's open to fighting any and everybody. I really do. I don't really think he's going to play 4 corners with those belts. I think he wants to fight Danny Garcia, and if he beats Keith Thurman, that'll be the fight he goes after first. And I think he will fight Terence Crawford. I think he will fight Earl Spence. I don't think he's going to, hold those belts hostage. I think, Shawn Porter has more pride than that. He's the pride of Akron, Ohio. and I think he's going to represent them proudly. No, probably he's going to compete. You know, we seen him lose to Kell Brook. You know, we seen that already. You know, we seen him lose to Keith Thurman. He got a shot, but at the end of the day, ain't like he got blew out of either one of these fights, and that where he don't deserve a second chance, where he got to go to gatekeeper status like Adrian Broner. You know what I'm saying? But for him to speak on Terence Crawford, I mean, if he's asked a question, he spoke openly on it, and he feels the way he feels. He likes his chances. His dad probably likes his chances. You know, have you ever heard Kenny Porter tell a story about how him and Bud was about to throw hands in the alley? He said, "There's no back down in Terence Bud Crawford." So he's gonna bring that no back down attitude in the welterweight division, and we're gonna see how it turn out. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Shawn is open to fighting any and everybody. You know, only one I waver on is probably Earl Spence, but if you gotta fight Earl, he gonna fight Earl. You know, if Al tell him to fight Earl, that's how it's gonna go down. And you know, Earl's been calling him out. He took another ride with Adrian Granados. But you know, he says that Al Haymon and Bob Arum got to get over the BS. That's what Shawn Porter said. They got to move past that and start working together. And you know, I don't know what type of person Al Haymon is personally, but you know, a lot of people in the music business, I think it was Aretha Franklin told Vernon Forrest, because Vernon Forrest was trying to recruit. I posted a video on the Box Cutting Facebook page, Sion Watson talking about how Al Haymon got to the boxing game. He said Vernon Forrest, you know, sought out Al Haymon. Al Haymon hadn't even never did anything in the boxing game. He was a music business tour promoter, and Vernon Forrest begged him to get him to fight with Shane Mosley. He said, "I can beat Shane Mosley. I can beat Shane Mosley. I beat him in amateurs. I can beat him." And you know, Al Haymon, you know, hashed out a deal somehow, and he said and then Vernon Forrest beat Shane Mosley, and that's how Al Haymon punched his ticket into the boxing game, because of Vernon Forrest. And after that, you know, he got, you know, Chris Arreola, he got Danny Jacobs, and Andre Berto was his first youngest out the amateurs. So, you know, I don't know what type of person he is, but Aretha Franklin told Vernon Forrest, if you fortunate enough to get Al Haymon in your life, he's gonna do wonderful things for you. He's a good guy. So all I know about Bob Arum is he's sometimes racist, especially about the skinhead white comments he made about UFC fans. He's a big liar. He was the reason why Mayweather and Pacquiao didn't happen all those years. And I just know he's a corrupt, you know, boxing promoter. And that's what you got to be, the boxing promoter. You got to be a janky promoter. And he's, you know, perfected the promoter side of the boxing game. But he's the reason why a lot of stuff don't happen in the sport of boxing. He wants to keep the money in-house, but he knows the game. And I don't know too much about Al Haymon, so I can't speak on the internal beef between those two. But let me know what y'all